Okay, I want to make another video. This time I'm going to read from an article from CNBC.com. And the article is titled, Millennials Own Less Than 5% of All U.S. Wealth. Alright, so it says that, now, the reason this article is interesting to me because I am a millennial. Alright, so here we go. So it says, despite making up the largest portion of the workforce, millennials control just 4.6% of all U.S. wealth. Alright, scroll down a little bit here. And it says baby boomers control over 53% of the country's wealth, while Gen X accounts for just over 25%, and the silent generation holds around 17%. And that's according to the Fed's data, which breaks down the U.S. wealth by age, class, and race. Okay, I'll click another tab here. Alright, so the baby boomers on average were born between 1946 and 1964. And around this time, currently they're around 56 to 75 years old. Okay, Gen Xers born between 1964, 1980-ish. They're around 40 to 55 years old now. So for me, that'd be like my parents. Alright, and millennials, or Gen Y. So that is my age group. And we're born roughly from 1981 to 1996. And those ages are currently, the youngest being around 24 years old to around 39, 40 years old as of now. So that's my generation. So I'm going to go click another tab and go back to the article. Well, it says, while it's not abnormal for older generations to be wealthier than the younger generations, they have had longer to earn money and accumulate assets. So that's fair. I mean, if you're older, time is on your side, and you would have more time to earn more income, produce more wealth. Nothing wrong with that. I think that's fair. Alright, so it says in 89, when baby boomers are around the same age as millennials are today, so 89, this was 32 years ago now. It says back then they controlled 21% of the nation's wealth, and it said that's almost 5 times as much as what millennials own today. And I will also point out that you have to think that the economy and the nation as a whole really took off after World War II. And you think about this, where those baby boomers come from the era. So, all right, we'll go ahead and go on. And it says, as many previous reports have found that millennials are, on average, worse off financially than their parents and grandparents were at the same age, despite being better educated. It says the coronavirus pandemic is exacerbating the inequality. While every corner of the economy has been impacted, job losses have been particularly heavy on low-wage workers in industries like retail, education, and hospitality. Millennial workers, as well as women and minorities, make up a disproportionate share of these workforces. And wrapping it up here, the article says, additionally, millennials have largely missed out on the gains made in the stock market over the past few months. We, as millennials, own just 2% of total equity in corporations and mutual fund shares. Baby boomers, meanwhile, own over 55%. Alright, so that was a great article. And for me, I mean, the reason why I buy assets and build wealth is my primary goal is for generational wealth. So now my secondary mission with that is building black wealth. So as a millennial, with all this data and all this research, it really shows a picture because you can't, um, you know, you can't ignore data. Data is, you have to look at it as like facts. So, sometimes we can stay in this fantasy world all we want and pretend like we got money or that we're well off or we're doing okay, but the data shows otherwise. And, that's why I believe building wealth is definitely has to be done. It's even better if you're younger. The younger you start, the better off you are. And now I understand, like, for most people, they may say, "Well, I don't have it, or I don't make enough." You can start with really nothing. You don't have to, like, when people think about investing, they think about, putting a ton of money into it, to an investment. It doesn't take a ton. I mean, the whole, especially with the stock market, the whole thing is buy low, sell high. So you look at something low, and past year, with the COVID, has really shown people, you know, how low things can really get. So, so yeah, and so as a millennial, I mean, a lot of millennials are, you know, part with a lot of people who actually believe school or college or higher education is the way. And like I said, for me personally, there's nothing wrong with that, but I don't believe that's accurate. I mean, there's people that have tons of education and can't do anything with it, can't get a job, or if they do get a job, they're not working in the field they went to get that degree for. So, like I say, just my opinion, but nothing wrong with it, of course. I definitely believe in education, but I also believe education can be attained in many different ways. Now, for me personally, I love to study economics. It's right up the alley with what I like to do as far as building wealth and investing in different assets. So that's my cup of tea, economics. But I'm gonna read this other portion here that I was just looking at when I wrapped it up. Okay, the part that it said millennial workers as well as women and minorities make up a disproportionate share of these workforces. Now, minorities, that would be black or anything non-white in this country, in the United States. But predominantly black and Hispanics or brown people. You have to start. I mean, whoever this may apply to, you have to start now building wealth, because that's really the only way we're gonna really make it in this country. The projection dates have already been predicted that African Americans will be at zero wealth by 2053, based on current projections. And if you just look at COVID, I mean, just last year, so many people out of work, died, lost benefits. You probably can bump that up probably about a good 10 years, so maybe 2043 or even 2040. For some people, they may say the money's gone now. And as Hispanics and brown people, it's projected that they will be at zero wealth by the year 2070, approximately. And I say it may seem a long way off, but you have to take action now, because America is a capitalist country. It's always been that way, and you gotta have money to survive here. So the best way you can survive is to build your wealth. Like I said, take your money that you earn from work, put a portion of it towards, building wealth and your investments, because this is extremely important. You don't want to wait until things get really bad. I mean, 2020 should show people that things are really bad. But when you speak about the future, 2053, 2070, zero wealth. If you're already struggling now, especially, we think about it as a race. If you're already struggling now, you gotta fix that right now. And the great thing, right now, that can easily help you right now, help everyone, is the stimulus checks that are sent out. If you got one, if you haven't already spent all of it, I mean, a portion of that money can be used to, buy assets, build your wealth. In assets, you got so many things you can invest in: precious metals, stocks, mutual funds, uh, real estate, Bitcoin, a lot of different things. And like I said, a lot of these things that you can invest in, you can get in for fractional, which means you don't have to pay that full price. You can put $5, $10, $20, whatever you can afford, you can put towards that. It's fractional. But even though it is fractional, I mean, it can still grow. It still gets you a piece of the pie. But yeah, but I just wanted to make a video on that. I come across this article a few days ago, actually, and I thought it was very important just to make a video. So tomorrow being January the 11th, I'm expecting to receive another purchase that I made with my stimulus check, and I'll make a stimulus check video tomorrow based on what I purchased with my stimulus check, and so I should have that sometime tomorrow. But anyway, if you did watch it or finish all the way to the end, thanks for watching, and remember, just start where you are and build your wealth. You would thank yourself for it, and your future generation, if you do pass down generational wealth, would also thank you for it. Alright, thanks for watching.